Wonderful. Well, again, welcome everybody to my home. This is my office. I'm so grateful for technology like Zoom that in such a crazy time in the world like now, we can still come together and have some fun, tease each other for, being a part of the wrong teams and things. It's okay. There's no sports right now, so I guess we can all have harmony, right? I'm so grateful to be here. It has been such an incredible journey being a part of Isagenix. And as Stephanie throws the slides up, we're going to show some images and share a few things as we get started here. I'm really excited to introduce our speakers and our stories tonight. If you've been a part of Isagenix opportunity meetings before, welcome back. So glad to have you. And whenever you want to put those up, Stephanie, just know that our opportunity meeting is more like a story time, which is why it's called that, right? We want you to feel the stories behind each of these people that are so incredible, that have inspired so many people through using not just the Isagenix system, but also through their life experiences and what they're doing. So our vision, this is the vision of Isagenix, and it is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process, create the most trusted and respected health and wellness company in the world. I want you guys to just sit with that for a second. And Stephanie, just so you know, it is showing the whole screen of your computer. But can we just sit there for just a second and take that in? Because never before, in my experience, never before have we been in a place where the entire world is thinking about health so much. Like really, really focused on health, physical and financial health, because we're experiencing both right now. This virus has done something that I don't think anything else ever has before, right? Even catastrophes haven't brought us to this place where we're thinking about our bodies, the priorities in our life, our families, our bodies, our health, and then our financial situation. And Isagenix mission is to free people from both. And I'm going to share a little bit about my story later because that has happened to me and I'm so grateful. And tonight, like no other opportunity meeting or story time we've done, like we're talking to health professionals that are a part of this mission, like integrally a part of this mission. All right. Same, Heidi, so grateful. We do need to share this because Isagenix is a legacy company. What I'm doing right now for my family is willed to my family. This is everything to me. And so we are full of integrity. We want this company to be around forever. All right. So just know that when you hear the stories tonight, there's no guarantees. You guys know that. There's no guarantees on anything in life. But the stories tonight are incredible. They're real. They're true. They're possible for anyone. All right. But you have to do the work. And other things come into play, right? Just like everything else in life. All right. We do want you guys to know, Stephanie alluded to it earlier, we do have a call next week, and we've had one every week telling different stories and really just kind of changing the theme a little bit. This week, obviously, is for our health professionals. So it's really like straight to the heart this week. But next week, the service industry. I want you guys to think about who do you know that's been impacted right now in the service industry. I know massage therapists, hairstylists. I could go on and on about my friends and family that aren't working right now because of this virus and this quarantine, or have been deeply impacted. All right, so I want you guys to think about that, and please join us next week and bring your friends and family that could be a part of that. All right, so now I get to share and introduce our incredible nurses, the reason why you guys got on this call in the first place. So I love this picture so much because these health professionals are heroes, and you guys all know that. So grateful for people that choose a career that is serving other people. All right. So grateful to have them on the call tonight. So we're going to start off with one of my dear friends, Jessica Baden. And this girl is absolutely beautiful inside and out. The first time I talked to her, I just knew we were going to be friends. I actually met her finally after seeing her incredible transformation, her physical transformation. I got to meet her in California, and it was like I had known her forever. She just has this beautiful, authentic, real energy, and she is a new mom. She is a busy, busy nurse, guys. I mean, trying to get a hold of this woman, she's either working or sleeping or with her baby. So she is the perfect example of what a nurse is right now in today's world. So I'm going to go ahead and have Jessica share her story. If we can unmute her. Hold on one second, guys. I should have thought about that. Jessica, if you could unmute your line real quick.
There, and muted myself.
Yay, good job. Thank you.
Okay. Figuring out all the Zoom is still new to us. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. And like you said, Isagenix is just, let's see, it's been a little over 3 years, I think. And I started, one of my good friends got me started with Isagenix, and before my wedding, it was about a year before my wedding. And I've always been health conscious and exercise and stuff like that, but it really changed my perspective on it, and really just changed the way I feel. And you know, it's my life has changed a lot in the last 3 years. Got married, had a baby, work as a nurse. I work as a labor and delivery nurse on night shift. It's rough on your body. It takes its toll, but it's worth it that I get to wake up and spend time with my son, that I don't miss whole days of his life, you know. So night shift is classically not great for health or eating. You eat things that aren't good for you. You snack because you don't get sufficient breaks to have full meals. No cafeterias are open. So a lot of times I take a shake with me. I've been taking the new Hydrate with me, which is really helpful. We're now masking full 13-hour shifts. So you don't, you know, when you do get water, you drink an entire bottle of water, and adding that Hydrate in has really been changing for me. Especially with breastfeeding, you know, you can't drink enough water breastfeeding. So that's been really helpful. I just noticed with the shakes, I'm not as bloated. I usually take a bar to eat on my way home. Keeps me A, awake, and B, I'm not starving when I get home so that I can shower and feed the baby when I get home and not worry so much about eating right away. I do, on my days off, usually now, make it to some kind of exercise outside. We like to be outside. So starting to get hot here, so not so much outside. I have the baby with me, so that's why he's talking to me. But yeah, I kind of utilize as much as I can. I do miss cleanses a lot. I love breastfeeding, but I am kind of, you know, excited to get back to cleanses eventually once that's over. Doesn't want to stay backwards. Yeah, other than that, I just feel like it's really changed how my body functions on night shift. I probably won't go to day shift for a long time. I could. I enjoy the people, and you know, it just helps my body function better than it was. So
yeah. I appreciate so much, Jessica, you coming on. I know that was a sacrifice with your energy. So everybody, if we could just send out our love to Jessica. Your first transformation was amazing. I love that you were able to use Isagenix to your pregnancy, and that you're still using it at work. And I didn't even think about like things like water, guys, and just the limited time they have and how much Hydrate has helped. It's so cool to hear. So again, thank you, Jessica, for jumping on.
Yeah, of course.
All right, now our next guest, who is also just a great friend of mine, and I've loved to watch her story. I don't know if she's on. She's actually working, and she wasn't really planning on that, and she is hopefully in her break room able to share real fast, but you're gonna have to speak up if you're on. If not, we're gonna go to our next nurse. That's how busy these guys are, right? Like they're like working and trying to share stories at the same time. Are you on, Denise? Okay. So I know this girl works, and she has been using our products for over 5 years and uses everything, like loves our products. Her transformation's amazing. And like I said, she's working right now, okay? So we're gonna move on to our last nurse tonight, and then we have our incredible doctor who's gonna be sharing some information. So Diana, I just love you so much. I'm so excited to hear just a few minutes of your story. I know that you have overcome melanoma. You are a full-time, nurse. You are a grandma. You have so much going on, and you continue to show up for people every single day.
There we go. Now I can talk. Yay. Thank you, Trisha. I am so happy to see all these faces on here tonight. This is incredible. I'm glad that you all are taking the time, and we're so thankful about the fact that you're here to listen to what we have to say, because I feel like it's some important information. Everybody is curious about how that they can stay healthy. And so a little bit about me. I am Diana Welker. I live in San Valley, Arizona. I am, like the slide says, a mom, a nana, a dog mom, and I've been an ER nurse for 15 years, and I love my job, and I love what I do. I've also flown my way through melanoma and Addison's disease, which suppresses my immune system. So that puts me in that high-risk category of people that are susceptible to this virus. So I know if I'm having struggles with being a nurse and going to work, that there's so many more of you out there that are having those same fears and struggles. You're afraid that you're going to get sick. You're afraid that you're going to make your family sick. My daughter and my grandbabies have been gone for 25 days now. We had to watch on a video my granddaughter blowing out her birthday candles, which I was trying super hard not to get emotional, but I have to say that was probably one of the worst parts about this whole thing, is not being able to be there. So I have made it my mission to make my immune system as strong as it can be, even though it is compromised. And I think I probably would have worried about it a lot more, but I've done everything that I can working from the inside out, so that whatever's coming at me from the outside, I can try to fight it off. I'm very confident about that, with the PPE and with all of the products that we're using. And I actually was supposed to hold them up, and they're sitting behind me on the counter. So I can tell you that I get asked a lot what I do, like what I'm doing, that I'm able to stay healthy and continue to work in the field that I work in. That's the first thing they say is, why are you still an ER nurse? That's the worst place you can work. But it's because my nutrition is the best that it can be. I have 2 products that I would not be without. I am a firm believer in the immune boost. It's an immune booster. I put 2 scoops in a shake, once in the morning, once at night. And then I use Isagenix Supreme, which is a plant adaptogens. And if you Google that, and you'll see how beneficial that can be to someone like me that doesn't make their own cortisol. It helps balance my stress, which any kind of a nurse, like, you have stress. It's a stressful career environment to be in. And so I use that probably, I don't know, 2-3 times a day, especially when I'm at work. It's my go-to. I feel like, even in spite of like disinfecting and everything that we're doing, we really need to be honing in on our nutrition and making sure that we're doing everything that we can to fuel our bodies and to be as healthy as we possibly can. If you don't take anything from any of this except to try to be as healthy as you can, listen to your body. The thing that we're being told on a daily basis is, if you're feeling sick, if you're feeling symptoms, and I think Stephanie added those to the slide, to the PowerPoint, there's some tools that we use at work, and there's a big list of symptoms. Don't negate any of that. Make sure that you listen to your body so that you can stay healthy. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're always, I'm always up for sharing what I know. That's my favorite part about being a nurse, is educating people. And I think that's all I have to say. And there's the
Diana.
dog. Thank you. That was perfect, right?
Proof that you're a dog mom.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Diana. And thank you for making me like fighting back tears as you start going. That's why these story times are so hard every week, guys, because we're asking people to be vulnerable and not just like share, but like really share the true story, right? So thank you, Diana. And we're praying for you. You are such a survivor and such a strong woman and inspiration. Guys, so we are really blessed tonight to have Dr. Josh Dunsky join us. He is actually one of our favorite videos for Isagenix. So if you haven't seen that, please ask whoever invited you tonight and they'll send you the link to the recording where he talks about what it's really done. And I hope that he has as much time as possible to share. So I'm going to let him just go. I can't even pronounce half of the things that are on here for his accolades. Like, this is not my field. But he's a doctor, he's super smart, and he's amazing. So let's go ahead and have him on right now.
Hey, Trisha, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me here.
You're welcome.
This is fantastic. I love this. I love talking about this. And you know, Trisha, never in a million years did I think, it's been 8 years now, almost 9 years, that this would be as important as the rest of the things that we do in our clinic. And I'll get into that in a few minutes, but this is just, it's such a treat. So yes, we have 5 kids all together. It's a crazy house. It's not a quiet house for sure. And we're enjoying the homeschooling. My wife, Lisa, didn't hear me say that because she would probably not agree with you on that one, but we're getting along fine. Hope everybody is staying safe. We were introduced to this platform back in October of 2011. For those of you that that don't know me, I have a spine clinic outside of Boston and Framingham, Massachusetts. We have a concierge practice. We specifically focused on herniated disc, bulging disc, degenerative disc disease, and nerve injuries, neuropathy. I've been using high-level nutrition in my practice before I was introduced to this, because I feel, you know, my opinion based on science is you can have the best practitioner in whatever field you're in with the best tools, but if the body doesn't get fundamental nutrients, it's not going to be well. It's not going to know how to express itself in a healthy way. So nutrition is as important as all of the other things that you're doing, no question about it. And I also have a consulting company. So I help doctors open up these similar types of practices all over the country that focus on nerve injuries, disc injuries, those types of things, and gut and weight loss as well. So I love teaching. I love helping practitioners get off of that insurance model, which don't even get me started on that. You know, then we have to, there's a lot of, it's a different way to practice, and it's not, doesn't let us do all the things that we want to do. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that. So fast forward a little bit, I looked at the science behind Isagenesis, which is now Isagenesis. It was called Product B back at the time. And that's how we got started. We didn't start any big program. Dave MacArthur was on the phone with me for about 20 minutes. It's actually funny because I befriended a colleague of mine who's a good friend right now at a laser conference. And he sent me a bottle of Product B and called me a bunch of times. And I just, you know, we don't know what we don't know. I just thought it was another supplement. You get bombarded every day, every week with, you know, all the supplements in the world on your desk, and you're expected to look at them. And so I just thought it was like everything else. I finally called him back. And here's the kicker that I tell a lot of people. And he's a doctor. He couldn't explain to me what this was, which I find it's actually a good thing. You don't have to be able to explain how everything works. We have tools for that. You know, you can send these amazing links, and isagenixhealth.net is beautiful. It's got all the science and research. You don't have to explain all that stuff. So he said to me, you know what, Josh, I can't explain it as well as my partner. And will you be open to talking to, you know, my partner at the time was Dave MacArthur, got on the phone with him, and we brought Product B into the practice. It made such a profound difference. Now, we were already using nutrition. We were doing blood and urine and doing all these other tests and whatnot. So I have the fortunate experiences with these patients to be able to see physiology change, and we don't take that lightly. And so we didn't just see little changes. We saw significant or statistically significant changes in people's well-being and health, and they were doing other things too. It wasn't just that, but it made such an impact that we had to look at what this was really doing. And then we found out there was cleanse program and immune, immune supplements. And it's been an amazing ride ever since. It's the single, I can tell you this, and I say this a lot. I can't imagine practicing without this in my practice. And now, Trisha and Stephanie, this program, this nutrition is mandatory in my clinic, in my program. So someone's coming into our neuropathy program, and we treat peripheral neuropathy, whether it's diabetic polyneuropathy, whether it's degenerative spinal neuropathy, whether it's from alcoholism. I mean, there's a lot of things that cause nerve damage. We have a lot of chemotherapy-induced neuropathies. When someone comes into our program, this is as important as the cool stuff that we do with laser technology and electromedicine, HaKamed technology. This is as important, because if the cells don't get fundamental nutrients, you can't be well without the right fuel. Just like you can't, I use the rocket ship analogy. You can't put 87 octane in a rocket ship and expect that rocket ship to go up into space. You can put 87 in your car if you want. So the analogy is the body needs certain fuel that comes from the dirt, and the way we get it is through plants and fruits and vegetables. And I wish we didn't have to supplement, but the God's honest truth is we don't get in our food. I know you had another slide in there that we talk about a lot. Our soil is significantly depleted with the fundamental nutrients that we need. And so there's this syndrome called the TDOS syndrome: toxicity, deficiency, obesity, and stress. This is why I believe, we live in an amazing world. We have, my belief is, and God love all these amazing doctors and nurses, first responders, paramedics, police, fire, that are on the front line right now. I always want to give immense gratitude to them. It's just, it's a very different world right now. But if we're not getting the nutrients from our food, which we're not, you got to supplement. You have to, unless you live in some remote place in the world where you're getting all the nutrients, which is not. Our world is inundated with over 100,000 chemicals were put into our air, water, and food since World War II. And there's something like less than 10,000 of them have ever been tested. Excuse me, less than 500 of those have ever been tested. It takes about $10,000 to make the average food that's in your pantry if it comes in a box with processed chemicals and it's endless with the preservatives and the processing that our foods go through. It actually destroys our gut, which is the fuel system to our immune system. 80-90% of your immune system's in your gut. So a healthy gut, a healthy you. And so our we are toxic. We have toxins everywhere. A few years ago, CNN showed a study that the American Red Cross did, and they took these beautiful baby girls and baby boys at birth, and they tested their cord blood, they tested their umbilical tissue for toxicity. And they're brand new, mind you, coming into this world, and they want to see what the damage was thus far. Each and every single one of them had over 287 deadly chemicals, industrial chemicals, in their cord blood and tissue at birth. So I ask you this: do you think that might have something to do with the awful statistic that we have today, which is 1 in 2 kids now have some type of chronic illness? I believe so. Of course, there's some other things out there that are going on, but 287 industrial chemicals? No, we don't need one of those chemicals in our beautiful kids. So this, we speak to in front of 5 people. I'll speak in front of 100 people. I spoke in front of 450 firefighters. We go to company. Anybody who wants to learn how to be healthier, that's what this is. And I commend all of you that are on this mission with us. We were able to change the lives in 14 countries right now because of this platform. So this is about the control that we do have. Most people have no clue that they do have control, right? They think, well, this is the world, this is the hand I'm given, and I just got to ride with it. No, ignorance is not an excuse anymore. You can choose not to do something. That's cool. That's totally your decision. And this is not dragging, convincing. You can choose not to do something, but you are not allowed to be ignorant anymore. And that's part of our mission. Share the story, let them decide. There's control that we have. And I get to see this. The nurses that are on here, the healthcare practitioners that are on here, you know what I'm talking about. You can see your patient walk into the clinic, and all of you too who have recommended this to anybody. you see people's skin change. They light up, their hair changes. They look healthier. Not only are they, a lot of them will say they're sleeping better, et cetera, et cetera. You see a difference in their health. And that's been absolutely amazing. But, our children now, 1 and 2 kids are sick. It hit us hard. I know I don't have a lot of time tonight, but it hit us directly with our Josie. Our 4th and 5th children were born 3 months early. And Josie got very sick a month into that. And it was just the worst 4.5 months of our lives. And many of you can relate to this. If you don't have kids, I'm sure you know somebody or people that have had this happen to. It was bad. And that was about, we started with Isagenix in October of 2011. She got sick and they were born in August and she was sick in September. Talk about having the rug pulled out from under you. That's exactly what happened to us. I don't even know what my practice stayed open. I had doctors and staff going through the office. It was not fun. I was sleeping 2 hours, going to the hospital. But I will tell you this, we took our supplements every single day. And, I don't know if this is a financial platform or whatnot, but I'm loud and proud about this. When I talk to doctors and coach practitioners, cash flow is very important. And I don't care who tells you it's not. If they just say, well, I just want to have the best quality supplements, that's cool and that's great. But anybody who runs a business has to be looking at P&L sheets and cash flow sheets. And if you can have another stream of income, absolutely you need to look at it. If it's viable, the products have to work, number one. If the products don't work, there's nothing there, period. I would never look at this. The products have to work. They have to have results. It's going to be easy for patients to take. And if that's all going on and you're generating not just a little bit, but you can generate a significant income stream from this and you don't have to be a practitioner, why would you not look at this? So fast forward into September, we were living at the Brigham and Children's basically because Jax was at the Brigham, Josie was at Children's, and we were still making money from the first 6 or 7 months that we were actually working with Isagenix, and we were out of the game because people just talk about it and they recommend it to their friend. Meanwhile, we're benefiting from that leverage while we were going through a crisis. That's amazing. And we weren't thinking about that at the time, but when we look back, we're like, wait a second, look, it's hard to negate the financial story that's attached to it. So, and it's evolved. I can't imagine practicing without it. We're loud and proud about it. I love sharing this with practitioners. If they don't want to do it, that's up to them. But the science speaks for itself. And I can go on and on in so many different tangents, streams, Trisha, but whatever you want me to focus on, I'm happy talking about it. It's just, it's an amazing world. I get to travel around the world and not only talk about nerve injuries, but the power of nutrition. And it's an amazing thing.
It is an amazing thing. And you have me so fired up right now to help more people. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we're here, to help ourselves. That's why I started, was to get the help that I needed, just like Diana and Kenya and Stephanie and these incredible stories we're seeing in the chat right now, right? But then when you get healthy, it's like you can't help but help other people. Like, we're human beings. That's what we do it fundamentally. So actually, Dr. Josh, I would love it if you could maybe go through the products with me real quick, because you just the power of nutrition. Can we just go through some of the products really quickly, guys? If you're new to Isagenix or looking at this, I wanted to show you what our system looks like, and we're going to go through it really quickly. But let's just talk about this power of nutrition that he was speaking of. Isagenix, you might have heard about it a little bit. Maybe you think of it as a solution for athletes, because that's a really big deal in Isagenix, or maybe it's really the weight loss that you've heard about. But it is solutions for weight loss, performance, vitality and weight well-being, personal care and beauty, and financial wellness. So we have a lot of different solutions. And as you guys can see, like, you're hearing these beautiful stories, and it's simply because, if you go to the next slide with our products, it's simply because the human body is a miracle. And nobody knows that better than these professionals. Like, our bodies are miracles. And when we fuel them properly, incredible things can happen. So Josh, do you want to just spend a minute on each of these and just share what you love about them?
Yeah, absolutely. But I hope I have a couple minutes to talk about Isagenesis, Trisha, because I feel like there's so many people who still don't look at this, and it's absolutely. Let's go through it all.
As long as I can share how much I love Ionics, you can share how much you love Isagenesis.
After you, my friend, and I will get into it afterwards.
All right. So, well, I want you to go. You're the professional. Everybody's here to hear you, not me.
All
But
right. So
yeah, go for it.
So I have the privilege to, I've been lecturing at a lot of medical conferences. I go to cancer conferences. I go to anti-aging and preventative medicine conferences all over the world. And I lecture on telomere support. We have such a unique opportunity right now. And I don't say this lightly. I mean, when people say, what's your favorite product? It's so hard, Trisha. You know, you talk about the cleanse for life. You know, the peach, don't get me started. That's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Oh, good.
You know, and the shake and whatnot, Ionix, I won't go a day without it. But I'll tell you something. The effect that our Isagenesis has on our overall health, our bodies, our cells break down if they don't have the right defense. And one of the things that I talk to most with these practitioners, talk about most, is catalase. Catalase is an enzyme in all of our cells. And catalase, Trisha, is a force field. So if you think of like Star Wars or Star Trek and the spaceship's up in the sky, and if the force field is out there, nothing can penetrate and damage the ship, no matter how many bullets they're shooting at the ship. That's what catalase does in every cell in our body. The problem is, as we get older, we produce less and less catalase. And then when we look at patients with diabetes, congestive heart failure, high blood pressure, you know, with atherosclerosis, you name it, they're producing a lot less of this catalase. So they're more susceptible to damage. When you damage cells, it's not just skin cells, you know, gives us wrinkles. We're talking about organ cells and the cells in every part of our body. And so catalase is also the glue that allows a cell to repair. So if you cut your finger right now, don't put any medicine, don't put any bacitracin on there, the wound's going to heal if you're healthy. But if you cut your finger and you don't have the right healing mechanism in there, it's going to take a lot longer for that to heal. Isagenesis was used in a double-blind placebo-controlled study. Now this excites me because we have studies in dishes, in vitro studies, in skin cells showing the reproduction of this catalase enzyme and telomerase and whatnot. But now we have live in human studies, they're called in vivo studies, a double-blind placebo-controlled study, which is the gold standard of studies when they do research. So neither the researcher nor the patient knew who's getting the sugar pill and did not know who was getting Isagenesis, by the way. And what they found was it significantly increased catalase activity in our cells. Now, I bring this back full circle because when I go to these conferences, there are products being sold everywhere. There's other telomerase inducers. There's other telomere support. And when I tell you, Trisha, no one's even in second place with this type of realm, with this type of product. No one has what we have, and every single person should be using this. I truly believe that. It is so powerful. If you can increase telomerase, that's the cell's ability to heal. Now you couple that with what's in the shake. You know, we need 50 to 72 trace minerals every single day, not once a week, not once a month, every single day for proper neurological function, for your brain to fire, right? For your nerves to fire, for your brain to tell your big toe to move or to tell your kidney to move. It needs trace minerals that makes these enzymes that makes the nerve impulse. It's literally an electrical impulse. Those enzymes also fuel something in our immune system called macrophages. Macrophages eat cancer cells. So if the fuel that we need are those trace minerals, but it's the number one thing most lacking in our diet, if we're not getting it, how do we expect to be healthy? We have cancer. If 1 in 2 people over 55 now is guaranteed to get cancer. There are other reasons for it, but nutritional deficiencies, absolutely. Talk to the experts now. They will tell you, most of them, nutritional deficiencies. Linus Pauling, two Nobel Prizes, say the same thing. The ex-Surgeon General of the United States, under Ronald Reagan, his name is, flew out of my brain, Sierra Coop. Almost all of the diseases that we know come from nutritional deficiencies. You need these trace minerals. They're in the shakes. Right? They're in ion, they're everywhere in this system. So we need that stuff. I told you I can get amped up about this. You know, the unddenatured whey protein, you're talking about, you know, a protein that's not like anything else. And again, I don't know how deep you want me to go, but people want to know, why is this protein better? First of all, it's clean, which you can't say for most companies that are out there. The testing that this company does with no compromise will when I show doctors the testing that this company does, they're sold. Right. Because so many companies, it's hard to find out information. They're not transparent. You can find out anything you want from this company. Undenatured whey protein means they don't boil the protein and damage the amino acids. So It basically, it builds lean muscle. It's got a high yield for protein synthesis. And we know after age 28, sarcopenia sets in. That's muscle wasting. So if I told you, Trisha, I have a cleansing program that's an anabolic cleansing program, meaning you build muscle, versus 99% of the other cleanses or detox that you do, it's a catabolic program. You're losing muscle. That's why when you say cleanse to an athlete, they're running out the door before you can even finish the conversation. They're like, no way am I going to cleanse. In this program, you build muscle. We have the studies to prove that. So,
Right.
man, I can go on and on, but that's why this stuff excites me. It's just, there's so much more too.
Oh, believe me. I mean, I get it. And guys, I'm on tonight to give you the simple version of what he just said. I know that Isagenix, because of it, my skin is glowing, my hair is growing way too fast since I can't get into my hairstylist right now. My nails are growing, my eyes are brighter blue, like all those things that we like to see visually are because of that product. And then the shake, I mean, you asked what's your favorite product. I always tell people it's kind of like that book when you give a mouse a cookie, you know, and then that's how everybody is in Isagenix. They're like, my shake is the favorite, and then Ionix, and then you can't ask that question. I love our system. My favorite product is the Isagenix system. All right, shakes, because they taste amazing. I can give them to my entire family, my husband, myself, all of my kids, and it's the perfect breakfast. It's the perfect lunch or dinner for me every single day, and that's after 6.5 years of every day. My body is still craving it, right? I love our shakes. They're simple. So I love everything he just shared because it's why I started using them, but I love how convenient it is. I love that, you know, there's no other, it wouldn't be possible for me to feed my family and myself the nutrition that I'm giving them through Isagenix any other way, even if I had all the time and resources to prep and cook and shop and grow and all of those things. So love that. So do you want to talk about cleanse for a second?
Oh man, it's just, you know, people say, you know, it's like taking a shower on the inside. It's an understatement, you know, and by the way, just, you know, because we really want to be compliant. I love that you talked about that in the beginning. There's no nutrition that detoxifies you. There's no nutrition that cleanses your body. The nutrition activates your body's own ability to detoxify, your own ability to cleanse. That's very important. Because you'll hear people in, you know, in the outside world saying, this product does this to my body. It's fuel, you know, and that's why if someone can only start on a shake, absolutely. It's an anti-inflammatory alkaline program. It's low glycemic. It kickstarts that cleansing process. And that's what this cleanse does. Aloe is one of the best things that you can put in your body. I mean, there's so many ingredients in here, and, you know, but Cleanse for Life, you know, literally fuels the mechanism for your body to detoxify and get rid of the junk. And that's really, you know, that's all I tell people, believe it or not. And it's just an amazing product. I drink it every single day. You don't have to wait 2 days a month or 4 days a month. Every single day I do 4 ounces of Cleanse, because we're getting inundated every day with these pollutants in the air. You just can't get away from it. So.
Yeah. I love that. I know that that's a product that is safe for pretty much everybody. And obviously you talk to your doctor if you have special circumstances, but, you know, I'll just say me personally, I took this every day, every morning as part of my breakfast when I was pregnant, because I was trying to keep my body clean. I wasn't doing the fasting and withholding from, you know, nutrients and calories, but I was drinking this every day just for those things that you just shared.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Ionix. Let's finish off with one of my personal favorites, because this is like the liquid gold. I remember Eric Coover, who's just an incredible man, integral to Isagenix. If you don't know who that is, he is the founder's son, and he was in a meeting and he was asking the audience about Ionix, and this older woman, I mean, she was like 80s, like I'm talking like older woman, you know, raises her hand and she says, "That's my frisky juice." So I always talk about that because it's just the funniest thing, but it's so good, guys. Like Ionix is 2 to 3 times a day for me. It boosts my mood. It wakes me up. It clears my head. It helps me with my recovery. I drink it, you know, right before my kids get home from school. Since it's a quarantine, I'm taking it 3 times a day because they're home all day. All right. And what's really cool, maybe you can talk about it, because I'm not really sure how or why it does this, but I do know it's all just adaptogens that help your body deal with stress, not removing stress, but just dealing with stress. And it's crazy to me that I take this at nighttime before I go to bed. like right before my head hits the pillow, and I have the best night's sleep ever. Like, it's crazy that that product can wake me up and put me to sleep.
It's the most amazing part about it. And excuse me, John Anderson is an absolute genius. Even before that, he's known as the genius. But I'll tell you, everybody calls it mommy juice. I want to hear today, name it daddy juice. I want to name it. It's exactly what it is.
No, you can't take that from us.
It's exactly what it is. It helps regulate the body. The body knows when it's under a lot of stress. It knows when it's amped up and needs to come down to homeostasis. It also knows when it's exhausted and fatigued and it needs to come back up to help you function. And the herbs and the way that they source these minerals in there, it's just John Anderson has symbiotically blended all of this together, Trisha, to work in. And it is, the adaptogenic herbs, they know how to regulate the body. And it gets complicated, yet it's very simple, because the body was meant to thrive on certain nutrients we can only get from the dirt. And that's what it is. It's dirt in a bottle, my friend. It's I think it's one of the most powerful antioxidants that we can put in our system. I really do. Those, the shilajit, I can't even pronounce half the herbs on there. We have several acupuncturists that used to formulate all of their blends in their potions and whatnot. And they would say many of you have had them. They don't taste that great. This has replaced their potions for most of them based on it already being formulated, and it does taste great. So over 200 adaptogenic herbs, and it brings what does it do? Brings the body to homeostasis. Homeostasis is where the body thrives, and it stays healthy. So every day we're bombarded with things that want to pull you out of homeostasis. That's where your immune system starts to suffer. That's when we get sick. This is so key to keeping our homeostasis in that place to prevent getting sick.
Yeah, that's awesome. So amazing. I love everything you shared tonight. It was just such a great reminder of why I love Isagenix so much and why we're a non-compromised company with the best quality ingredients and products. I'm going to give everybody just an amazing thing right now. He can call it daddy juice all he wants. I'm going to give you guys my favorite recipe for mama juice. All right. Because I know we have a lot of healthcare professionals on right now or that need this. All right. 1 scoop of Ionics, 1 scoop or serving of Hydrate, and you just fill that in a glass full of ice water. It tastes amazing. It'll give you energy and give you so many just incredible vitamins and all the things that you need. If you really want to get crazy, you can throw a scoop of cleanse in there too, or even on occasion, e-shot is what I do. So it's amazing.
I love it. That sounds delicious.
It is delicious. Every nurse should have that in like a little thing on their side. What are those fanny packs? Like a little, like the runners use, the runner's belt. Every nurse should have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't get me started on the BS, Stephanie. It's amazing. So guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. Stephanie, is there anything else that we need to add? I'll let you close up. Is there anything we need to add, or should I just close? Dr. Josh, you're incredible. All of our nurses, Diana, Jessica, Denise, who couldn't be on because she is working, prayers to you. Thank you guys for joining us. What an incredible call. Anything else you want to share, Josh?
I don't even know. This has just been fantastic. The one team mentality. I love this company, and I love how everybody's out there to really help people. And so, this is great. I love seeing you all on here. And if you're a guest on here, there's nothing to lose. Try it. If you like it, stay on. If you don't, you don't. And there's no pressure at all. But this is something that will change you. Will change you. So.
Thank you. And it will, and it has. You're not buying a brown box, guys. You're buying a box full of Disneyland. I don't even know how to say it.
I like that. I like that. That's exactly what it is. I love it. Thank you so much.
All the good stuff. Love you all. Have a fabulous week. I hope to see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful night. Thank you, Dr. Josh. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you, guys. I think we're all going to start a cleanse tomorrow.
Yep, group cleanse.
We're into the Dr. Josh cleanse. We're all motivated to cleanse next 2 days.
For sure.
Bye.
Bye, Andersons. Love you guys.
We love you too.